Hey guys, how's it going? So, Belian just came out and, I used my pity on her. I spent an insane amount of mystics trying to gain Angel Light Angelica, didn't get her. So, since I was at pity, figured this is a great use of it. Love the character design. Think she has a skill set that could be kind of interesting or very good possibly. We'll have to see. Sure, but she seems like a nice pull for me. Especially in late game RTA and versus a lot of book holders and soul users, right? So let's talk about this character. Her abilities are pretty useful for endgame RTA, right? Get rid of the souls is really important, and making it so book can't do anything. It hurts characters like Spectre Tenebria, Carrot, Pavel, a lot of other characters like Ross and Ambitious Tywin that really like using souls as well, and so that's a really strong ability. This is decent. Honestly, I like Fire Cecilia's S3 more. I like the immunity for the team a little bit more than the increased defense for herself and the pushback, but that's whatever. And her S1, this huge essay here, huge box, is a pretty fun ability for going brute. And also just if you're going tank, I think it seems pretty useful being able to strip buffs and then decrease speed and hit chance. That's pretty important. And the soul burn, only 10 souls, you have to guarantee it. So I built my Belian as a bruiser, and I don't really have super crazy gear on her. It's not really using anything too special. I gave her plus 13, so I only haven't maxed this, and I gave her one imprint because I had some extra stones and, the first imprint, all the rest, right? So I have her on a plus 15 Elbrus. This isn't 90'd, and everything else is 90'd, but this is her current gear set. And she's not really using anything super special. But I think she's performed pretty adequately so far. Her damage seems to be decent, even though each person she's hitting isn't taking a ton of damage. She's hitting an entire team, and that adds up a lot, right? And then when you get the S2 proc as well, it's actually doing quite a bit to their team, and the debuffs and strip are all really useful. So she has some nice reach for dealing with characters like Spectre, Tenebria, and Landy, so she can actually do some alright damage. Not huge, but it does actually really stack up, especially, using her S3 and then getting constant S1 soul burns, right? That said, I'm not really sure if this is the best build for her exactly. I think Elbrus might not be the best. It's possible it is. It actually had some games where it was really useful. But I think Adamant Shield could be really helpful as well to bulk up the team. I found sometimes I just needed a little bit more bulkiness on my team. Go to survive and clutch out a game. And sometimes the Elbrus just really wasn't proccing or doing much in the match. So maybe trying other artifacts would be more worth it. And I've also seen one or two people do a tank Belian, and it doesn't really do any damage, but it's just there to hold a artifact like Aureus or Adamant and just disrupt your team and steal your souls. So let's talk about the bad things about the character. So she's countered really hard by characters like Rem and SSB. Really hard, and other characters with counter chance obviously are going to be countering a lot against her. She's not going to ever be able to kill something like Little Queen Charlotte or Apocalypse Ravi, for instance. So since she's forced to AoE, a lot of counterattacks are going to be coming her way, and it's really dangerous against Rem and SSB. You basically can't use her against those characters. You're going to be taking so many counterattacks that you're basically on a huge timer that's going to just burn you down. You're going to use this character, you pretty much want to pick her as a late pick. I had some people first pick her against me, and it didn't really work that well because I would just pick something like Rem almost immediately, which is still a useful anti-aggro tool as well. And overall, it just didn't seem that strong to pick early. One interesting thing I saw was somebody picked her early to then pick Spectre Tenebria to secure that I couldn't pick it against her. So that was an interesting tech. But overall, she seems more like a 4th to 5th pick kind of character later in the draft, counteract certain types of drafts and what your opponent's going for, right? So if they're going heavy book usage or need a lot of souls and you can bulk up. I think overall, from what I've seen, she's not like an insane character that hard carries the match. I think she seems like a pretty decent character to have. She's not a must pull by any means, but she seems really strong to have to round out the end of your draft against some people and stop some of the high aggression. I actually had a match where they banned my tank, and so I had no mitigation but Belian just sitting there, right? and they had no souls for their respective Tenebria or Carrot. So that's what they traded, and they weren't able to do enough damage to kill my team. So Belian's existence was able to stop a lot of the aggression that you normally wouldn't be able to stop. So that seemed really strong. And even though her damage is decent, it's not really huge. And a lot of the time I find against things such as Maid Chloe, her constant heals will sometimes just stop my Belian's damage. It's not like Belian hits like a truck. So that's a bit of a problem as well. I'm not sure if this is the optimal build exactly, but this is just something that I was trying out. Maybe next I'm going to try her as kind of a tank and or on Aureus for try her as more of a disruptor possibly. So anyways, those are some of my initial thoughts from RTA. As for something like Arena, a lot of people have been talking about using her on Arena defense, and how I see it is that just sounds like Rem and SSB food. And yeah, you could have Rowan on your team as well. However, Rem is able to put on healable, so it might not always work. You could have Stella Harpa, etc. Maybe it'll be decent, but overall it kind of seems like it's just going to be a little bit more annoying. That's all. As for Arena offense, I tried using her. It did not work. It was not good. I wouldn't recommend using her on Arena offense because almost every defense I see has characters such as Rem on it, and so you're just going to get run over. I wasn't able to try her in Guild War as we have no Guild War day right now, but I can definitely say she doesn't seem like a Guild War character either. Not on defense or offense, because if you run her on defense, you're gonna get run over by characters like Rem, and if you run her on offense, then not really doing a whole lot compared to other characters overall. So she's a bit of a awkward character in that aspect, where it feels like you really have to be playing against another player. And that's why she's more of an RTA character. She's not really a PvE character either. But I think she has her place, and she seems like might actually be a decent character. I'm not sure if she's 100% worth video on, however. You have to keep in mind the characters coming, MO Kayron, MO Lilius. You might want them a lot more. And other than that, though, I guess Judge Kisei is about to come, and unless she gets a buff, she's not going to be worth it, but we'll see what happens. But all in all, I think Belian's a solid character. If you're interested in the character, maybe not as a pity, but you're thinking like, oh, well, I've got a few thousand mystics, should I use it on her? I think it's worthwhile. These are just my initial impressions, and it's possible that it'll turn out she's actually insane, or maybe she's garbage, but from what I've seen other people use and myself, seems decent, and I'm glad that I have her, and I enjoy using her. So I'm going to have some RTA showings in just a second, and I hope that you liked the video. Thanks. Oh, it's a tank Politis. Alright. Interesting. Wonder how tanky his Landy is, however. I think he plays pretty tanky overall, from what I remember. That's weird. He doesn't have souls, but I do. How strange. That is very unlucky. I only landed one burn. Yeah, he's just full tank. Look at that. It sucks I only landed one burn, though. That's kind of a problem. That's going to be a big issue. Oh. That was pretty big. Yeah, I think I'm fine as well. He has no attack buffer, so he can't really do much. I don't think there's anything he can really do here. And I pushed him back as well. I think it's over. I don't think there's a lot he can do right now. I forgot that Arrestley pushed back, to be honest. Yeah, no Soulburn, S10, even though... The thing about Belian is removing the souls means even though, okay, even though he gets rid of my tank, he can't burn through what I'm trying to do that easily. Okay, that kind of sucks, actually. I'm gonna do this. Miss chance as well. Alright. Yeah. Can't do anything. That worked out pretty well. Okay, so I didn't crit LQC, but that's fine because I can force a crit right here. I want to try and strip as well. Okay, well, they resisted, but that did a lot of damage to his team. That just did a lot of damage. Belian is actually doing work right now. You can't kill her either with horse. Actually feels pretty threatening. And my melee is just going to be laughing. I'm going to be able to push her up. He's taking a lot of damage. Like a lot. Okay, you know what? We're doing this. I got the effectiveness buff. Let's see what happens. I hit Crow. The effectiveness buff is actually sick. Holy crap, that just did so much damage. Might be a bit of a problem. I don't have S3 yet. What the hell? Okay, thank God they're dead. And she's dead. There's nothing I can do. This comes down to a Belian carry. Oh! It begins. Okay. I can S3. He doesn't have LQC's thing up yet. Got Belian first pull. Congrats, dude. Okay, we got healing or something like that. So now we can spam burn this. And put miss debuff on him. That actually does a lot of damage, in my opinion. I think that's strong. Overall, like if you look at the total amount of damage that his team's taking. Yeah, the way they fall is funny. Oh. Ow. I'm in a little bit of a pickle here. It's a bit of a problem. I think I lose. Because I don't have Belian's S3 back up. If I did, I think I'd be fine, but... I don't think there's anything I can do. Unfortunate. Yeah, he gets his S3 back up. Bit of a shame. Yeah, unfortunate. I feel like just banning S10A isn't like an auto win. But seeing his ban, I thought he would ban, I didn't think he was going to ban the SSB over the Rem. I guess I should have banned the Spectre Tamer. He's using her as his main knight.
Need my help?
That is very squishy. Is it Elbrus? Well, that countered.
Don't come near me. Step back. Flies.
Just gonna wail on her. And my Rem's just gonna sit back and do nothing the whole time. Okay. Okay, well she lost her revive now. She gets defense buff. She's a 22,000 health Belian. Also hit Violet. Can you not? Oh, she died. Well. So, he did his counterattack. It didn't really do too much as far as I can tell, but... He's a very lucky player is what I can definitely say, though. Holy. He has now counterattacked every single time he was hit. Literally every single time he has hit, he has been hit, he's counterattacked. Kind of a problem. Oh, that's nice. You can only just do one S1. Unfortunately, I can't really do much. Belian might cause him to lose the game right here. Oh. Okay. Let's see what happens. If I get a good counterattack, it's over. Oh, she countered. Yeah. And he countered, but that's a little less important, right? Yeah, so Belian has some serious problems versus Rem. Oh. Yeah. So far we have seen Belian lose every single match. Turns out Rem's a pretty good character.